What's going on, guys? Jason Veely here. Thought I'd do something a little bit different today instead of the typical political rants that I like to go on. I thought I'd take some time to respond to some of the questions and comments that I've gotten on YouTube over the past, 2-3 weeks or so. I do want you to know that I do read all of your comments, and I love doing it, by the way. I absolutely love reading what you have to say, listening to your different points of view, and so on and so forth. Every single comment that I get, by the way, on all of my videos, I do read. I read every single one, and I want you to know that. And so, again, I wanted to just take some time today to read some of these comments, respond to them, answer any questions that you guys might have. And I think that if you guys like this sort of format, I think I'm going to make more of these videos. I don't know, not super often, but maybe, once every 3 weeks, once every month or so. Again, just to kind of, communicate with you guys, answer questions, respond to comments, and so on and so forth. So with that being said, let's get this underway. This first one was from, now I'm going to have a tough time pronouncing some of these YouTube usernames. I think this user pronounces her name Sinclair. It's spelled P-S-Y-N-N space C-L-A-I-R-E. And the comment was left on my video on Diamond and Silk. It says, I haven't been getting notifications from them either, meaning this person hasn't been getting Facebook notifications from Diamond and Silk. I've also not been getting notifications from Facebook or YouTube when Chad Prather posts. Not sure who that is. This really pisses me off, and it's not about race. It's about your political opinions. If you are black, white, brown, and not a liberal snot, you must be censored. It's absolutely true. That seems to be the standard, to be honest. Not just on YouTube, but on Facebook. Obviously, the views of Diamond and Silk don't exactly align with the views of Silicon Valley, of Mark Zuckerberg, and so they're targeted for censorship. Same with YouTube. I've had my content censored on YouTube because I'm a conservative and I'm a very, very outspoken one. And so, these views don't align with Google and YouTube and Silicon Valley. And so, like this person was saying, we're censored. I believe, explicitly targeted. And it's only getting worse. It is an absolute violation of the freedom of speech, the First Amendment, and something needs to be done about it. And I've talked about the possible solutions on my radio program. But anyway, thank you for your comment. This next comment was posted on my video where I said that Donald Trump, should be firing Robert Mueller at this point. It's from Alex Conklin. Trump's presidency will be over if he fires Mueller. He needs to quit talking about him so he can focus on his job, and it would make the investigation look less important. It's a good thought, to be honest with you, but I'm at the point now where I've come to the conclusion that regardless of whether or not Donald Trump decides to fire Robert Mueller, the liberals are going to be coming after him full force. The liberals are always going to be pressing for impeachment. The liberals will always want to discredit and ultimately destroy President Trump and his administration, regardless of whether or not he fires Mueller. Mueller has made it abundantly clear at this point that this investigation is no longer about Russia. It's about destroying Trump. It's about discrediting him. It is not bipartisan. It's, as a matter of fact, completely partisan, the entire investigation. He's surrounded by leftists, Hillary Clinton supporters. And so, as I've argued before, I think that in the interest of upholding the rule of law and restoring the integrity of our justice system, Donald Trump should fire Mueller. Not necessarily to defend himself, but again, to restore the justice system. Because as we've seen, this investigation is not even justice; it's injustice. And so again, I'm at a point now where if Trump is going to be targeted one way or another, he might as well act how he wants to act, and do what he wants to do, so long as it's legal and ethical and so forth. But anyway, thank you for your comment. Next one from. See, this is one that I gotta spell out because I don't know how to pronounce it. Jecaulford 4. This was on my video about how students are now urging Penn State to defund conservative hate groups. The comment is, it sounds like the socialists and other groups are hate groups and don't want people that can refute their claims when they talk on campus. Yeah, it's basically what I've been saying all along. These groups, despite the fact that they say they're tolerant, despite the fact that they say they're compassionate and inclusive of all, they're not. They are hate groups. I mean, in many ways. They hate conservatives. They hate anyone that is not aligned with the liberal agenda. Different kind of hate group, you might want to say. But, they are definitely full of hate. I can tell you that much. All right, this next comment, moving right along here. Hardick G121 on my video about internet censorship around the world. He says, "This is ridiculous, and you know it." Oh, I pissed someone off, folks. It was only a matter of time. You aren't being censored, and you know it. The government isn't silencing you. The fact that you're comparing what private companies do to communist China or Cuba really shows what a petulant dumbass you are. Oh, no. See the tolerance? Here's an idea, he says. If you don't like Facebook or YouTube, then create your own social media site where only conservative opinions can be heard. Try being consistent for once in your life. Yeah, this is a typical leftist, by the way, who has harassed me for years, this guy. I think that, by the way, this Hardick guy, before he even watches my videos, he just goes on and clicks the thumbs down button. Anyway, it's clear to me that he didn't watch my video on internet censorship. I talked about this for an entire radio broadcast. I went over internet censorship around the world, in Cuba, in a bunch of other places with oppressive regimes, China and so forth, North Korea. And the point of that video, the point of that episode was not to compare what's going on in this country to what's going on in those countries, but to say, look, if we don't get a hold of this right now, this is where we're going. But no, he comes out there and he says, why are you comparing Facebook to communist China? I'm not comparing the two. The point of the video is to say this is our future if we don't get a hold of it. And by the way, he says that, I'm not being censored. Yes, I am. I was, as a matter of fact, by YouTube. Many other conservatives are being censored. I mean, you have to be blind if you don't accept that fact. Now watch, you're going to see a comment on this video, I guarantee, from Hardick G, and he's going to go on this long rant, maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs long, telling me how, how I'm a dumbass and all the rest. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Next comment from Maddie _ on my video titled In Defense of Sean Hannity. She says, please don't stop making videos. Don't worry about that. I will not. Now, let me just say, though, this is actually a good opportunity to throw this out there. I know, like yesterday, for example, I didn't post a video. I haven't been doing my radio show itself in a few days. The reason is because I'm in grad school right now. It's finals week, or it's about to be, and I've just been overwhelmed with work. But rest assured that the videos won't stop, the radio won't stop. So that's that, and thank you for your comment. All right, now this is a great name, the Ninja Cat. Wonderful name. On my video about the CSU Fresno professor who said that she's happy that Barbara Bush is dead. The comment says, criticizing presidents and first ladies is nothing new. The only problem with this professor is that she didn't observe the rules of courtesy. Wait a respectful time period before saying anything critical. If even you feel this way, bite your tongue. A family is in mourning, and some of the people in this nation feel saddened too. I was not Barbara Bush's biggest fan, but I do respect any woman who survives being first lady. It is not an easy job to live in a political fishbowl where every move is critiqued and your personal needs come secondary to your husband's governing of the nation. Again, not an easy job. It's really not. It's really not. And he's touching on a point. I actually don't know if this is a he or a she. But this individual is touching on a point that I made. That the passing of Barbara Bush should transcend politics. Politics shouldn't have anything to do with it. And yet, what we're seeing the left do, like this idiot professor at CSU Fresno, is they're injecting politics into it. And they're saying Barbara Bush was a racist, and Barbara Bush was this, and she gave birth to war criminals and all the rest. Someone died. That was my point. Someone passed away. Can't we just mourn without, bringing politics into this? That was my point. So Ninja Cat, thank you for your comment. All right, we got 2 more here. Just saying my piece. It's another great name, but unfortunately this comment was left by somebody who is not too bright. It's also on my video about the CSU Fresno professor. He says, "Hold up there, Mr. Baby Beard." I've never been called that, by the way, folks. I've been called a lot of things by the left. Never Mr. Baby Beard. But look, here's the thing about my beard. If I shave this off, I'm going to look like I'm 9 years old. So that's not happening. But anyway, he goes, "Am I missing something here? Wasn't it the conservatives who declared that it's your right to say what the F," of course he said the word, "whatever you want to say, and that liberals who talk about civil discourse and being respectful are just snowflakes? So why are you now bitching about a woman who is exercising her First Amendment right to express herself?" The comment goes on, by the way. It's another 2 or 3 paragraphs, and if I don't want to take anything out of context, so check out the rest of the comment for yourself. It's on my video about the CSU Fresno professor. So basically he's asking, why am I criticizing a woman who is expressing her First Amendment right to express herself? Because the comment that she made, first of all, I'm not out there to deny anybody their First Amendment rights. I'm not out there to deny anybody the freedom of speech. I think I've made that quite clear throughout my 10 years in political commentary. I'm one of the biggest supporters of free speech you will ever meet. But there's a big difference between political speech, which is the speech that that liberals on YouTube and so on and so forth are targeting from conservatives. There's a difference between political speech and grotesque, evil speech. What this professor said was grotesque and evil, saying that she's happy Barbara Bush is dead. You don't got to accept that. We don't just say, oh, that's appropriate. She has the First Amendment rights and the freedom of speech. No. It was a disgusting, vile comment. Now, in that video, I said that the school should fire her, and I stand by that. I stand by that. Not because I don't believe in the freedom of speech, but really what it boils down to is this, folks. CSU Fresno is essentially a business, right? I know it's a school, but it's really a business. And as a business, the employers have an absolute right to control which kind of employees they want to work at that business, right? They absolutely do. And if they decide that they don't want an employee who has this mindset, who is happy when someone on the opposite end of the political spectrum passes away, they have every right to kick her ass out. Every right. Just as, an ordinary business has a right to fire an employee who they believe is saying obscene things, and they don't want those comments out there on social media or what have you. They don't want this person representing the company. They have a right to get rid of them. It's really that simple to me, folks. So I hope that explanation really sinks into just saying my piece, but I doubt it did. Anyway, last comment here, again from the CSU Fresno professor video. James Stevens says, she's correct, meaning the professor, and I'm glad too. This is a criminal family empire. So James Stevens is saying that this professor is correct. He is glad that Barbara Bush is dead because it's a criminal family empire. Look, I don't like the Bushes. I wasn't too big of a fan of George W. Bush. Can't stand Jeb Bush. They're not a criminal family empire. Barbara Bush didn't, deserve to die. It's not something that we should celebrate. And frankly, James Stevens, I think that your comment is sick. I think it's disgusting. And I should I really think that you should be ashamed of yourselves. I think I actually responded to this comment on YouTube, and I said that I hope you find happiness, because it is a grotesque comment that you made, and it's not right. This is the kind of thing that we shouldn't accept. This is the sort of situation, the passing of Barbara Bush, that should transcend politics. But when it comes to people like James Stevens, when it comes to people like this idiot professor from CSU Fresno, when it comes to this person just saying my piece, politics still has everything to do with it. So anyway, folks, that's all I got for you here. I know it was a little bit of a different format than the videos that I typically post. But if you guys like this sort of format, then I'll definitely make more of these videos in the future. Again, keep the comments coming. I love hearing from you guys. I love hearing, what you have to say, what you think about certain issues. So again, keep the comments coming, and I'll keep the videos coming. I'll see you next time.